Man, it is a beautiful spring day. I'm down here at the St. Lawrence River in the city of Brockville, and since it's spring, I'm going to continue doing a couple of rides to sort of finish up where I left things off last year. So the last thing that I did was the Millennium Trail. And this has got absolutely nothing to do with the Millennium Trail. But the ride before that, I did the Osgoode Link Trail. And since then, I've also recorded the North Grenville Rail Trail, and both of them are part of the same railway line. The first railway line to the city of Ottawa was the Prescott and Bytown Railway line. What I'd like to do today is bike here from the city of Brockville all the way to the town of Prescott and go and take a look at where that railway line meets up with the St. Lawrence River, and also see if there's any remnants left there of the old railway line in the town. So let's hop to it. Let's go see what there is to see. I'm going to take Old Highway 2 along the St. Lawrence River and just enjoy the ride. So going to Prescott should be pretty good. I'll have the wind on my back. Coming back is where it's going to get a little bit harder for me because I'll be traveling against the wind. Right there, I believe, is McNair Island, and there are some pylons on that island. They were originally going to run the railway line across the states right there to the city of Brockville, and that's where the railway line would have had a bridge to cross over the river. Now on Old Highway 2, and I just follow this all the way into the town of Prescott. Now Highway 2's got a love it or hate it vibe to it if you're biking, because some sections are like this where you've got lots of room and they have the paved shoulder for you, and then there's other sections where the road is just super narrow and there's no real room to ride on. So if cars aren't being careful when you're on one of those sections, pretty easy for a dangerous situation to happen real quick. Would be nice to see all of these roads get widened out at some point. Beautiful area here. Love the old stone house. Before they built the 401, Highway 2 was actually the main highway in Ontario to get you from Toronto all the way up to Montreal in the province of Quebec. It's the main street of a lot of cities, towns, and villages in Ontario. Unfortunately, that's also what its downfall was that if you want to get from point A to point B, it's going to take you a lot longer because you're traveling through all these different communities. You're having to slow down. You've got traffic, you've got congestion. It wasn't built for the traffic of the 1950s and up. I grew up with vibrant downtowns, and let me tell you, it was fun. It was fun going downtown and shopping and looking for things and just being part of that human experience. So, this is just outside of the village of Maitland, a great viewing area of the St. Lawrence River. How about this view, huh? So I did a loop, I think it was 2 years ago, to the village of Maitland, and that's where I came down from the north. So now I get to go past it and continue on to the town of Prescott. Another nice view of the St. Lawrence River right here. That is beautiful. Look at the color there. It's blues and aqua green. Something to look at, I tell you. Hey, good to see another cyclist. Got a bulk carrier traveling on the St. Lawrence River through the trees. I should be able to make it right past these trees and get a good view of it. Yeah, perfect timing. Couldn't have timed it to get to the clear section here any better. There we go. And that's what makes living along the St. Lawrence River and spending time by the river pretty cool. See all those big ships traveling through all the time. Nice farmers' fields around here. Love those low sweeping fields. Coming up to the community of Blue Church. It's another one of these cool little landmarks along the highway. What a great view of the river down here too, huh? Wow. See a lot of sediment kicked up with the winds here today. Looks like a great place to swim down there. Coming up to the appropriately named Blue Church Road. Oh, the door's open today. Oh, would you look at this? That is nice. That's a nice little point right there. Summertime, just go swimming there. Have a picnic right by the river. Ooh, perfect. So this is pretty cool. The road separated the waterfront access from the different properties, but they can still cross over and get down there and get access to their docks. And with the 401 just a little bit north of here, it's not like Highway 2 is super busy or anything. Sure is a real nice bike ride today down here. Glad I decided to come down here. Right here is a diving site. I've actually come down here a couple of times and gone swimming in this area. This is where the Rothsay is. You can sort of see it right there. It was a paddle steamer that sunk just out there, and you can actually see the buoys in the St. Lawrence River, which mark the location of where the sunken shipwreck is. So I've swam out there. I tried free diving down to it. I believe it's 10 meters or 40 feet or something like that. And I almost got to it. But the current was pretty strong that day, and I ended up exhausting myself just trying to fight the current. I should have gone up a little bit and then let the current take me as I was going down. Just a really kind of neat little dive site right along the way. So I'm going to continue on from here, get into the town of Prescott, get down to the old docks. You can actually see the pylons from the old docks. They're still sticking up out of the St. Lawrence River, even all these years later. So we'll get down there. From there, I'm going to follow along where the railway line used to go and see how far I can get following where the old railway tracks were. So here we are in the town of Prescott now. And I'm actually kind of excited about this because this is going to sort of conclude the last little part of this railway line for me that I've been doing over these couple of videos between the Osgoode Link Pathway, the North Grenville Recreational Trail, and then down here to where it all began. That's Fort Wellington. We built lots of forts along our border to defend ourselves from those Americans. And it wasn't until we burned down their White House and they learned a lesson that we stopped worrying so much about them. But yeah, this right here, this is where the old trains would run. And I'm going to be coming up to the pier here. This is where ships would come in and they would offload their materials for the trains. Load up their stuff and then head on east and go up to Ottawa. Actually see on the sign right in front of me, this is what the old train yard looked like in the town of Prescott. And now it's, well, you can see a couple of remnants here. That's the pier. Pretty neat to see it still standing even after all this time. That right there is part of the old railway line. So once again, just more remnants of the past that you can still see even today. Pretty crazy to think that once upon a time, trains used to run down here and now it's just a multi-use pathway. There's the bridge that goes over to the States by Johnstown. The trains would have crossed over right here and would have kept going right in here. So I'm gonna see if I can squeeze on in here. That's a tight turn. There we go. So this is the same railway line, the Osgoode Link Trail and the North Grenville Recreational Trail would have run on. railway gravel.
Pretty cool to think that trains used to run along here. Now I'm trying to see if there's any telegraph poles. Yes. No, that's a birch bark tree. Yeah, I think this is pretty much as far as you can go before, yeah. She looks pretty sketch after this. I'll see if I can get any further. You can see some ATV ruts, but yeah, that doesn't look the greatest. Let's have a look while we're here. I don't want to regret this by not seeing if there was more. Maybe possible? Maybe. That is pretty swampy. That right there is where the railway line would have been. So I'm to the east of where the old tracks would have been. So yeah, this is, I'm not doing it. Yeah, so I'm not doing that. I came, I saw, I explored, I got to see the start of this. That's pretty cool. Now, what I can do to make up for not being able to continue on here is there was a little bit of a branch line that goes just to the east of here. I wasn't planning on going to it, but I mean, it's not all that far. And we'll give something different to look at. In the distance, there's an underpass here, and that's a railway bridge. That is where the branch line comes back down and goes along the river for a little bit. And there's a bunch of railway cars. So they actually use that line there as a siding to sort of move back and forth their cars. And I believe it connects up to the main CN line. Now don't quote me on that, it's been a while since I've looked it up. But that's what I seem to remember. And it's kind of neat because you can see it. Railway line's just got this really, really sharp curve. I'll actually be able to get up on it for a little bit, right by the windmill. Another beautiful area. That's right there what the railway line would have looked like in this area, because this hasn't changed here at all. That marks the end of my time on this historic former railway line. It's always kind of neat to experience some echoes from the past like this.